inside, we're the same. The appearance, the physical appearance, may be different. But the heart, same. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. It's the same.
Oh no.
That's a bridge too far, isn't it?
Welcome back, Tracy.
Don't ask the county recorder that right now.
No,
Oh.
no. I'm not expecting this to be a generally accepted concept. But still, the essence of who we are. The same thing that makes your heart beat makes my heart beat. Same thing. You see? Our essence is the same. That source within. It's the same. So, people they're focused on the outer. Everything teaches us to focus on the outer stuff, on our physical appearance, on our thoughts. Really, who gives courses about focus on your heartbeat? Yeah. But when you sit quietly, on those moments where you're just quiet, that stillness is the same. It never changes. And it's the same for everybody. It's not like my stillness is better than your stillness. You see? It's the same. But as long as you are identified with thought, then you are identified with looking at differences, looking at distinctions. Because that's what thoughts do. Thoughts tell us, oh, this is good, this is bad, this one I like, this one I don't. Thoughts distinguish between things. You see? Even though all around the world snow is the same, each snowflake, I'm told, is different. So minds focus on those differences. But really, a snowflake is a snowflake, isn't it? They're really the same stuff. They're made of the same thing.
The Eskimos have over 100 words to describe snow.
I heard that. I actually heard, was it Iceland or
There's
Norway, where they have like 100 words for snow. Is like
because it's actually, I think, quite different. It's quite different when you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you really pay attention, with your mind, pay attention, you can find all the differences.
That's true.
I mean, really, if you were an alien looking down on this planet, you'd say, yeah, there's a bunch of ants there, or I mean humans, whatever they call themselves. You see, they're all the same. When we look at an ant colony, we just see a bunch of ants. But I guess each one has different characteristics. You see? That's what minds are good for. Because it's no good if you just can't recognize anyone. It's just another human. I don't know which one my mommy is. You see? So minds help with that. Well, I had a store on the Big Island. And we named it It's So Different. But the symbol was, the symbol, our logo, was the Tibetan Eternal Knot, which is the oneness of everything. So both are true at the same time, ultimately. Everything is different and everything's the same, ultimately. But since we are so habitualized at looking at differences, I'm going to talk about what we're not looking at. Ultimately, the conclusion that you come to is that everything is the same and different at the same time. You see? Ultimately, when you realize the truth, you realize that nothing is true. So everything's the truth and not the truth at the same time. But that is a later conclusion. At this point, we'll kind of do an either-or thing. If you can get that everything is the same, then you can really enter into the amazing differences that exist in this sameness. You see? Because in an infinite universe, there's everything, including differences. Even if the vast majority of all of this is just the same, oneness. It's a very ununderstandable thing. Because the mind wants one or the other, right? The mind wants absolutes. When everything is everything and nothing at the same time, it's more difficult for a mind. It's not so difficult when the mind finally shuts out. Then it's easy. But this is for active minds seeking to know who they are and what is. You see, so I play with concepts here. These concepts can be useful, but they're not the truth. It can be useful for getting the mind to a point where it can relax. Instead of just running rampant, it can relax and not have to cause so much grief. You see?
So, do you think we're the same? There's an element of sameness throughout our life? Like, I'm kind of the same as I was when I was 10, 20, 30, 40. Is there a sameness that kind of continues with us?
What do you think?
Well, you talk about us growing, but we don't really grow. So that would mean when it grows to me means you're changing or being different.
Well, the body changes.
Yes.
The mind changes, because that's the nature of those things.
So those change, but the spiritual piece has a consistency.
Yes. Yeah, there's like a thread
Mhm.
through everything.
So that innocence that we're born with, or that beauty, that at birth, still can be our foundation.
It is. It would be
It
nice
is.
if that was your actual foundation, because then you'd have something solid. You know now, this very moment is the same exact now when you were 5 years old. You understand? Your heartbeat, that which makes your heartbeat, is the same now as it was when you were born. It continues. So the very essence, the basic of life, sustains and goes through all of it, you see. So in other words, we're focused on ourselves, these personalities, these bodies, these minds. Those things are transient. Those things are transient, but there is, as you said, there's a thread that goes through all of it. From the moment before you were born, to the moment after you were born, to the moment you die, to the moment after you're dead. There is something continuous. And I think if you can have solidity in that, in yourself, you call it the essence within. If you can have solidity with that, then you won't as easily get lost in the chaos of the mind or your circumstances